All right, so we got some damage on this case. This case top, be $100, $150 for the, $140 for the cover. If I can work this thing over a 2-hour period and get it looking good, I save the money on the repair, charge for labor, hourly rate, still works out pretty well as profit instead of giving it to Ducati. This one here with these gashes, it's not too bad, but you can see I'm gonna have to reshape this. I'll be able to sand it down, but I'm going to reshape this. A little harder to do it by hand. It takes a lot of patience. I'll show you what I'll be using, but it can be done by hand. What do you need? Well, I typically don't go to 180, but for this one with the deep cuts right here, those cuts are pretty deep. You can see that it went well into the plastic. That's going to take some reshaping. You can see the whole angle is shot. The angle is gone. So I'll have to reshape the angle. So man, I'll take a lot of material off of this section right here. And on here, we'll take material off and maintain the shape. So for that, you need the 180, and I'll go to 220 as I get the cuts disappearing. The workhorse is the 320. I usually use 320 for most of the work on the plastic. And personally, I like to have 400 or 500 in this case, but 400 is good just to smooth out that primer before painting it. Keep in mind, any marks that you can see in the primer, you're going to see in the paint. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that paint's going to cover up the minor scratches. They won't. The gloss on the paint will actually highlight them. If you go to Pep Boys, you'll be able to find these packs. You should be able to get 2 packs and get everything you need. This pack particularly has 80, 180, 320. Then you can get another one with 400, 600, 800. That's more than you need. We don't sand the top coats anymore. You just paint it and then you put the clear on, so you're not going to be sanding the top coat. Now I'm going to be using this Dynabride tool. Dynabrade tool, I'm sorry. It's an air powered tool that oscillates, and it just works it a lot faster. Again, if I'm doing the work by the hour, speed is going to be more important, but you can do that by hand again, using the same concept, 150. And on the Dynabrade, I'll probably just stick with the 320, and then once I get it to where I want it, I'll move over to the hand. All right, so for painting these body parts, you need 3 things. You're going to need the primer, clear, and the color. Typically, I'll buy my color paint from Color-Rite, COLOR-RITE, and they match the motorcycle, but in a pinch, I picked this up. It's the same color as Ferrari Red. It matches the Ducati Multistrada. The primer and the clear, if you can, I would get that from a body shop supply. You can look online, order it through Amazon, but try to get body shop quality clear and primer. It's going to make a big difference. For the black parts, I use trim and bumper paint, and you'll put it on a little bit dry, and that'll give you that texture. The drier it goes on, the better the texture. And again, you want to have your finishes in such a way that, or your products finished in such a way that you're not going to have grooves and lines, because they will show up even with the trim paint. This primer is, you can build on the primer. You put it on dry, it'll build up. You're going to have to sand it down. I'm going to sand it with 500 sandpaper, because any roughness on that is going to turn into an orange peel looking paint. And then the color, the paint, the color paint you will do in layers, semi-wet, and then the clear you're going to put on slightly wet, but make sure it doesn't drip. With this bumper trim paint, you're going to just give it multiple passes, continue moving around, and the idea is you're going to have multiple coats, and as you complete it, you're going to start looking at the texture. You bring the Multistrada up too. Spray it first to see what the pattern looks like. To get an idea. Do a quick pass. Now you see this is building up already. You can see, I don't know if you can see, I'll show you in the video how thick it is. All right, so what you're gonna do is a quick pass to see how the paint is showing up. And you'll notice, as I zoom in on this, you can see the texture. See all that texture? That will become orange peel when you paint the final coat, so we're gonna have to sand that down. Example of a mark that will not be covered up. You can see that line is still in there. Now, I could have taken it down further in the plastic, but it would have required a little bit more work to get it all looking proper. So what I'm gonna do is fill that in with a little red putty. You can also see there's a slight mark right there. That will not fill in with paint either. So I'm going to fill those in with putty, prime it again, and then sand the whole things down to get them smooth. With these here, you just have to use enough coats to where you get the texture looking even. So I'm putting the paint on a little bit wetter now just to cover the spots, because where it was sanded, it absorbs more of the paint. So you just have to be patient and give it a few coats until you have a nice even finish. With the putty, you smear it onto into the grooves or whatever you're covering, and then you spread it evenly with the squeegee. And I'm going to sand it with 500 paper because it doesn't cut so much, and I can monitor what I'm doing a little easier. And that's how it looks after spraying with primer over that groove that was there before. So that's a alternative to continuing sanding until you get it even. Still going to sand all of this orange peel out of there, and if I have any other low or high spots, we'll figure out if we need to do any more putting. But right now it looks good. So the next step, we're going to sand down this paint, this primer, to get a smooth finish, and we're going to use water. If you look at the back of the paper, it'll say wet or dry. Using water keeps it a little smoother, it doesn't cut as bad, and you can watch what you're doing so you don't cut through to the paint, which would require you to prime again. So later I'm just going to go over it lightly, taking out the orange peel, looking for that smooth surface. But remember, it's just paint, and you can cut through it pretty quickly. Just keep spraying the sandpaper. You can spray the sandpaper, you can spray the surface, either one. You can see how wet it is. It also helps wash away some of the sandings that are coming off of there. Watch your corners, because the corners will go through pretty quickly, as you can imagine. Again, the reason I'm doing this is because this is a high build primer, which is good because it fills in the spaces from the 320 paper and anywhere that the 150 cut a little bit deeper, but they didn't cover. What you want to do is get to the point where you're not requiring any work on the final coats of color paint. Normally I'd rather do this painting with an air gun, but in a pinch, by the way, you always start and get a nice pattern, which I'd already done. Nice even strokes. You don't want it to get too wet. And as you go all the way past the product, and then come back the other way. Try to avoid starting and stopping on the product. A few minutes drying between coats is all it needs. I'll put on 2 or 3 coats and then clear it. Now I'm shooting the final coat of clear. Put it on semi-wet. Make sure it's not so much that it runs. And 3 coats of this.